I'm about to walk into one of the worst job interviews of my life. The interview started with the typical questions. Tell me about yourself. Why a company? Why now? I mean, nothing out of the ordinary at first. But the way he spoke to me wasn't friendly or professional. He had this kind of aggressive tone, like he wanted to punch me in the face with his words every time he asked something. A few years before my MBA, I ran my own businesses, and in one of those, I was organizing exhibitions and trade shows and conventions, and my first major event was a Japanese anime and video game convention. He started asking questions about that experience. So why did you start this business? Easy, I have always wanted to open a business. Why a convention? My dad works in the industry, I have experience and the contact. Why Japan, video games and anime? I'm just passionate about these things. And it goes on and on and on. But I could feel myself getting more and more anxious as the questions kept on coming. It felt like he was looking for something, he was digging for something, some kind of flow in my answers and business model. And then he stopped, looked directly at me and said, "I think you're lying." At first, I thought he was just messing with me, seeing how I would handle pressure. It was like a nightmare. He was firing questions one after another. I tried to clarify my business model, clarify some points, give more details. But before I carry on and tell you what happens next, these are the 3 things that I learned from that experience. First one, when you're writing your resume and preparing for an interview, it's fine to embellish a little, but don't lie. You need to build your resume on solid foundations because you may have to back up everything you say. So you should be able to explain in details what you did, why you did it, how you overcame challenges, because the interviewer might want to dig deeper. During my experimentation, I went to 200 to 150 interviews within 2 years, and 90% of the time, interviewers are nice and respectful. But if you ever find yourself in a situation in which the interviewer is putting too much pressure on you or is disrespectful, you don't have to let the other person get away with that. I mean, be respectful and polite, otherwise you won't get the job, obviously, but you can stand your ground and challenge the interviewer's assumptions. In fact, some interviewers might be testing you to see how you handle, how you cope with pressure. So keep your cool, stay composed, take your time, and respond confidently. Job interviews can be stressful. It's basically opening up and telling personal stuff to a complete stranger. I think if you don't have a straightforward kind of logical career path, you don't have to convince the interviewer that your career choices align with his her logic, with his her standards, but that your decisions make sense based on your values, your experience, your journey, your logic. I think the most important is at least that your story should be cohesive and clear enough to reassure the interviewer that at least you're the right person for the job. But again, you don't have to justify your career choices. Now, back to the interview. I could feel the tension rising up in that room. It was getting hot, and I just wanted to get out of that room. And this went for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes. It felt like time had stopped until finally he said, "Well, thanks for coming. I'm still having a hard time believing you, but you did defend your ground." And I said again, "I'm not lying, and it's unfortunate that you don't understand what I've been explaining." So what do you think? Was he testing me? Did I go to the next round? Well, leave a comment down below. If you want to be able to stand your ground, speak confidently and in your interviews and get the job, watch these 2 videos next. Talk soon.